Hi everyone, Michelle here. I wanted to come in here and do a video today. Melissa, I'm on the team with Melissa at Pink Paper Peppermints. I'm on her creative team. And here is my Instagram handle right here. And here's Melissa's information. And what we're doing is a few Christmas demos for the month of December in the year 2021. So let me show you, this is our Christmas Demo Days calendar, and you can get this at pinkpaperpeppermints.com. This is free to you. And if you're watching this right now, we're right here on the 10th of December, and you're on my YouTube channel, or you might be on Instagram watching this. I'm not sure if I'll be able to put this on Instagram, but as you can see, some of the other ladies have already done their demos, and we still have more to come. So, and you can find an interactive calendar and links to each person here at Melissa's website, or you can do like me and just print your calendar off. I'm going to show you a little bit about what I'm going to do today. I took one of Melissa's older kits. This is the Good Cheer kit, and this is the Paper Craft kit. And what this kit consists of is a set of ornaments you can make or a set of bows you can make. But today, I'm not going to show you how to do either one of these. I'm going to show you how to take this, the ornaments, and make something totally different. So when you print out your sheet for your ornaments, it's going to look just like this. I wanted to show you this because mine won't look like this when you see it because I've already cut it. So here is some of the other pieces of the kit that I'm going to be using. These are going to be separate, and these are called stickers. And Melissa designed this kit for the planners. You can use them in your planner, and these were designed to go on sticker paper. I did not print them on sticker paper, and actually this is not even cardstock. It's like a 67-pound paper that I use sometimes. It's not quite cardstock, but it's not printer paper. It has a little bit heavier feel to it, and you can crease it real good, and I'll tell you more about that in the drop-down box below. But here is what I created. It's a greeting card. And this one happens to be what they call a slimline card, which I had never made before. So I saw somebody else had made a card in a slimline design. Theirs was turned this way, but obviously I turned mine this way. And I just took pieces of the kit, which was those strips of paper, and some of those stickers, or what should have been stickers, and use them to make flags. But if you're watching this, like I said, it's about mid-December, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about how to make some cards really quick. So what I've done is I've bought pre-made A2 size cards, and they come in a package similar to this. You might see them somewhere at your craft store. This is a pack of 8, and these are the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch, and they call those A2. So you might see it as A2, or you might see it as where it's actually written out. So, and I can't remember where I bought these, but I will try to look up some and leave them in the description box below. Okay, so if you can, you might find some in cream. Sometimes they have them in white. These are like really sparkly, and all of them come with envelopes, so you don't have to worry about making your envelopes. So you can buy them in packs of 8, and these are some of the others that I had bought in packs of 8. So we're going to cut this down a little bit because, like I said, if you're running behind like me and you need some cards to send out that you want to make them And this is what we get. We took that base card and we added 2 mats, just like our example over there. And I'm going to give you the measurements. Your bottom mat, right there, is going to be 5 1/8 up here, up top, by 3 5/8, and that won't, that's not, okay, there we go. Focusing on that. And then your top mat, and I double printed this one, so it's 4 1/2 by 3 1/4. So, and you can see that these have a design because I die cut them. But the reason why I gave you those measurements is because on the example, this was a new to me card, so I have no dies for this. They do make dies for this that you could cut. And I will give you the base card and each mat, I will give you those measurements so that you can cut them, and the score line, where your score line is going to be to make your card. I'll give you that in the description box. But just for this, I'm going to show you how to do it really quickly on a smaller card so that you can turn out more of them. Alright, so let's get crafting. After you've cut your 2 mats to go on your card, you're going to glue them on there with the glue of your choice. Now, I did use this glitter glue, art glitter glue. You can use even Elmer's glue because you're not going to see any of that. I mean, this is just, you glue it right on. So after you've done that, you can set that aside, and then you're going to cut your pieces off of your paper after you've printed it out. And you can print on the back of it if you think you need to, but I would say you probably won't need to if you're in a hurry and you want to save your ink. So here's your pieces once you've cut them apart, and you're going to need a pair of scissors that are pretty sharp and have a precision point. These are the ones I use, but you can use any ones you like. And again, now this, I can't give you measurements on it because I'm just going to kind of eyeball it, and I'll show you how I make my flags. So you just cut a piece off, and this is not anything special. What I do is I line my paper up just like this, and I just pinch it right there, and then I fold it back out. And what I've done is give myself a cut line, and I'm going to cut it just like that, and then I'm going to go in from the side and angle up towards that cut. So this is the most tedious thing you will do in this. So I tried to make this as easy as possible. So there you have your first flag. Now you'll see some teeny tiny flags right here. And where I got those is if you choose to buy the sticker sheet, those are pre-done right here. So I just cut some of those out. And so you'll make as many as you think you need. I did layer this up. And you can see there's a couple of layers. And you also see that there's some pretty big flags right here on this card. I was going to do that, and those are part of that sticker sheet. Here's some of those, and they're up here. And you can even see there's printed ones here. But I thought I would do something else with these on this card. Since this card is a little bit smaller, I wanted to show you something else you could do. Now keep in mind that some of these are the same, they're just a little bit different. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to fold it in half all the way. I'm going to open it back out, and again, that just gave me my cut line. And I'm going to cut down the whole line. You probably figured out what I'm doing by now. So now we have this one, and what I'm going to do again is I'm going to make myself another cut line. Just pinch that, pull it back out. I'm going to make my clip in, and I'm going to cut over, And I'm going to turn it. I'm going to cut it back over. So you can see the difference in the flag size. So on this card, since it's the A2 size and it's smaller, we're going to go smaller instead of going with the full size and making this a flag. We're going to go smaller, half that size. It just keeps the card in perspective when you're putting your flags out. And I'm calling these flags, I don't know what else to call them. So, and I may clip the top of it off. It may be just a little bit too long for me. It looks like it is. And then we can start putting our flags out. Now, I start all the way up in the corner on the second mat there. And I look at what I'm putting out. And now, if you want to draw that line, you can. But sometimes I just like to eyeball it. And again, now this is, I don't know if you can even see that, sheer ribbon on this one, but this is a kind of a canvas ribbon, I guess you would call it, because it looks like canvas on the back, and it was on a roll, and it came from Walmart, I believe. That's what it said on the roll. So again, with this, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm making myself a cut line. And I know you can't see that very good, and I'm going to clip it up. But this is just this is the easiest way for me to make flags that I know how to make and kind of get them even. And see, this one has little threads in it because it's a different kind, so you may have to go in there and clip those threads out. But see, now you've made a little ribbon flag. And so you would go in and add these whichever way. You know, this just gives it a little, what I would say, bling bling. Because around Christmas time, you got to have a little bling. So you would continue to add, you know, flags over and make sure you layer it up to get that depth. And even add your little tiny ones in there. And look at it really good and see how you like to position it before you, and you can reposition before we're going to glue it down. But I'll show you that in just a second. Okay, so now we have our flags all laid out like we want them glued. And I don't know if you noticed this, but I did sew this down. But for this video, I'm going to show you how to just glue this down and then decorate the top of it like you would see it, like it would be hanging, like a hanging banner. Like this actually looks like a hanging banner with flags on it. So what I normally do, once I have my design the way I want it, before I start gluing it, a good point of reference is to go ahead and take a picture of that so that you can see it. And I'm going to use my tablet for that so that I can see it and put it back together the same way that I had it arranged, because this takes me a while to figure out which way I want it, so I don't want to lose that, so I take a picture of it. Also, you need to make sure before you start gluing that you have everything tucked in, because you need to remember that you're going to slide this into an envelope, so everything has to be tucked in. Last couple of pieces I'm going to glue on here. And I'm just going to put some, this is how I did most of them, up here at the top. Just run a bit of glue up there, because you kind of want it free-form where it'll still move down here at the bottom. Okay, now I just chose, this is kind of like a little sentiment that it's still in your sticker paper, these up here. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to just run a bead of glue right here. And then I'm going to put it right up here. And again, it's your layers is what you're trying to get here. So, and this will be the last thing I put on. And this was also in Melissa's kit, and this was called a sticker sheet too. I guess for bigger planner kind of things. But I'm gonna punch this out using my punch, and this is a 1.5 inch punch, and you can see I've already cut part of the bottom of it off, and that's just to give me room so I can get it in here and line it up. And what I do is I just use my finger, or I tap it over, and then I move it around. Sometimes you just have to play with it until you get it to the place you want it to punch. And I'm making sure that my red rim is on there, and then I punch it out. And again, this is the same thing. We're just going to run some glue on it. And we're going to position it down right here. So everything's glued on. And again, you want to make sure this is over just a tad. So I may have to, when it all dries, I may have to go in there and just clip. I don't mind clipping that much off because that's not a whole lot. But just so you don't have to clip your tips off is what you're looking for. So, and then what we'll do now, instead of sewing this, like I would have and I did use glue on this, but I actually dropped down further and used the glue down here so it wouldn't have to run through my machine, because I knew I was going to run my sewing up top. So now what I'm going to do is, instead of that, I have some twine, and that's actually why I put the silver ribbon, because this twine has a silver thing running through it, and we're going to put it up top. Okay, so what you do is you run your bead of glue at the top, and then you just kind of smush your twine into it. And remember, I'm using clear glue, and this is why I use, it's not clear right now, but it dries clear. And I left mine hanging over for right now. And then what we're going to do is we're going to trim it off, and then we're going to add little bows. I made bows out of the same twine. And in just a second, I'll show you how to do that. But I'm going to add a good amount of glue right here for the bow. I don't know if you can see that. And then I'm going to smash that in there. And then if I want my streamers to hang off, I'm going to pull that back a little bit. Now I'm going to go ahead and trim this. Normally I would wait until this dries, but just for the sake of the camera, I'm going to trim that off. So there's our one bow. And if you want your strings on your bow to stay in a certain place, you can dab a little bit of glue down there. It won't hurt anything at all. So same thing on this side. We're going to put pretty good amount of glue, real generous, what I call generous, I don't know. And again, I'm gonna just kind of smash that in there, and I guess that's a technical term, right? Smashing it. And I kind of position my loops the way I want them to be, because whatever way they're on there is the way they'll dry, right? And again, I would normally wait to trim that, but I'll go ahead and trim it. And now you have your cards all finished with your sentiment, so you don't have to stamp anything, or you can stamp something. And of course you would write inside or stamp inside, because these are all blank cards. So, and there you go. There's another way to use a kit that you've already bought for something in a different way. So I'm going to show you how to tie those bows real quick. And I'm going to pull a lot of this off. You don't have to pull this much off, but I'm going to do it big so you can see it. The way I do it is I make a loop and a loop, and then it's over under. You're going to pull that through like that, holding your other one. And now of course you would look at it and work with it and make your little loops. And of course it's not going to do right because it's on camera now. But that's how I made those little bows that go on the side. And of course you could still embellish this. Like I added sequins, and you know, I added that star. That star is like a die cut out of Melissa's paper. And you can add sequins, or you can just leave it this way. I knew I wasn't going to mail this card, so that's why I have sequins on it. But if you do mail these cards, and you can, this slimline card fits in a number 10 envelope. But I've embellished cards before for Christmas, and I mean, I've had huge bows up on them. But what you're going to have to do is not put it in a flat envelope. You have to bubble wrap it and then actually put it in a bubble mailer. So either way you want to do it, if you really want to embellish it up and use your sequins and your glue dots and stuff like that, enamel dots and things, then go ahead and do that on here. I know this bottom seems a little plain, but sometimes I just like a lot of visual interest in one place, and then I leave the rest of the card, you know, plain, so that you're focusing on one place or the other. So, friends, I hope you've had a good time watching this video. Again, my name is Michelle, and you can find me on Instagram. Here, you can find some more still shots of these cards on there on my Instagram page. And if you would like to purchase anything, any of this kit, you can go to pinkpaperpeppermints.com right there at the website. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments below, or you can get in touch with me again on Instagram there. I hope you've enjoyed it, and friends, I hope you have a Merry, Merry Christmas. Thanks for watching.